Welcome to Scaredycast, everybody.
Welcome.
Brian's back.
Hello.
Brian, we almost replaced you.
I know.
It was close.
Yeah, Monty's pretty cool, though.
Yeah.
I don't blame him. I was working at Mayo, well, not at the Mayo Clinic. I was doing a Mayo Clinic gig at the Scottsdale Fairmount. What is it called? Scottsdale
Princess?
Fairmount.
What were you doing there?
Princess.
What were you doing there? Because there's a lot of things that you could be doing at a Mayo Clinic. But
So it was Mayo Clinic had a little thing there for like a doctor appreciation award ceremony thing, and we
you didn't invite me?
set up.
yeah, dude.
God
You're
damn
right.
it.
You could have
We're
invited
trying
Kelsey.
to fund Scaredycast.
Yeah, we could have found a rich doctor dude there who'd been like, "Hey, my name's Dr. Drake Ramore."
Oh, nice.
That's from Friends.
My evil twin brother.
No, but we had a big old show, and that was like all of Friday, and then I think Saturday was another thing I had to do. Yeah, it was a whole lot.
You do audio work.
Yeah, I set up
You set up the speakers
audio,
and the
video,
mics
and stuff like that. What's crazy is I actually had to turn down on Friday because of this Mayo Clinic gig.
For what?
Turn down for what? I was going to run sound and monitor for Uncle Cracker and Gin Blossoms.
What?
Why would you turn that down?
Because I like my boss and I wanted to help him out instead.
Oh, so it was like a different thing?
Yeah, one
okay.
of my tech friends was like, "Hey, dude, I need someone to run back line tech and do this A2 for Gin Blossoms and Uncle Cracker. You think you can do that?" And I was like, "I'm already working on Friday, but maybe." But I was like, "Wow, it's just kind of
I would
weird."
have done it.
I know, but I was probably gonna fuck it up too.
I wouldn't know what I was going to be doing either.
Yeah, right.
Like,
But I've been like, "Hey, Jealousy." I've been like, "Jealousy!
You're the worst sound guy ever.
I don't care.
no one would even be able to get to that point because the sound wouldn't be going.
That's true.
Yeah, they're right. We couldn't get a mic working.
It would have been an acoustic performance.
No, it's better that I didn't do that though, because like that would have been way more stressful. It would have been way more like just a lot.
Yeah.
It was fine, but I couldn't be here because I was setting up for that show, so I apologize.
It's okay. You're here now. And that's all that matters.
Yeah.
You
The
owe
gang's
us.
all back
And
together.
I brought 3 movies, and I also, if we have extra time, I don't think we will, but I have 3 or 4 cryptid
Oh my God.
encounter
Yeah, I
stories.
don't think
Dude,
No, we're
I've
not.
been
We only
doing
have half an
my
hour.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
we don't. This is
we're doing a
a
30-minute episode?
Well, I don't know. Well, we got time.
That's fine. Let's go. Let's go.
We
Okay.
got 35 minutes.
We're
What do you
busy
got?
today. We're busy today because right after this recording, we got to go over to the Majestic Theater because we're hosting a screening of Here for Blood because it's WrestleMania weekend. Ah!
Yeah.
It's the best weekend of the year.
Oh, we are going to kind of preface this whole thing with saying this will be the last Majestic screening we will be doing.
At least in the foreseeable future.
Yeah, in lieu of a lot of recent events going on, we have decided that we were going to go ahead and go through with the one that we already had set up. And we know like Terror Trader has another thing going on tonight and stuff like that. But
Terror Trader is playing a mystery movie at their own movie screening like a mile away from our theater, which didn't really help our cause.
no, but
say
on
the
top of
least.
that, there's
and
been some
then-
managerial changes at the Majestic, and things kind of got a little weird, but not with us.
No.
But we're deciding that for right now, this is going to be our last showing for a while, and we're going to kind of wait till things.
A large, a very nice group of people were done dirty, and rightfully so. The horror community here is boycotting the theater. So that didn't help either.
No, because that happened like what 2 weeks before,
Timing
3
is
weeks
king.
before our showing. So it's like
it was
great.
like we announced our screening, and then it was like the
Like the
day
next
after, or the
day.
next day, the Terror Trader announced their thing, and then it was like 2 weeks
next
after
day.
that, it was like this whole like drama happened with Majestic and the good people at the cemetery, and we were just like,
yeah.
we're just like, fuck.
But regardless, we're doing that tonight, and then so we're probably gonna be taking a break on the showings for a while. But in other great news that's happening in the horror community, we have. Should we let Kelsey say the announcement because she hasn't talked yet?
What are we
Horror
announcing?
press.
Oh, we announced that last week.
Oh, that's right. I wasn't here.
We're just
We're-
giving a plug
we're ahead of
to
the game.
our new home.
Man, I feel like I missed a week and it's not even the same.
I
Like,
know. See,
dude, like Zeke's changed the lights around in here again. You guys are already like, yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah.
You guys already
What
did
are you
replace
talking about?
me. Damn.
real quick though, Cemetery is doing screenings again.
Cemetery is?
Cemetery, they're going to be doing a screening of House on Haunted Hill.
The OG or
on
the
420.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
That movie is so scary.
Wait, that one from the 2000s or the original?
Oh, I've only seen the 2000s.
Yeah, it was.
It's just scary.
Dude, it messed me up when I was a kid. Ooh,
They're doing it at the Academy Theater.
where's that?
I don't know. Somewhere in
Theater.
Phoenix, Scottsdale, Tempe, Mesa-ish, maybe.
But that is a large area.
very big
Thank
area.
you.
In the valley.
It's somewhere in
Okay,
Arizona.
all right.
I've never been there, so I don't know.
That's cool.
It's in Phoenix. So, yeah.
Okay,
But Cemetery is back, so everybody go watch House on Haunted Hill on 420.
which is awesome. We're really happy that they're continuing there. They didn't let this slow them down.
Yes. And make sure you go to horrorpress.com for all your horror movie news.
Damn. Well, so I'm already late on that. What else did you guys talk about last week that I missed?
Let's get this Creep of the Week underway.
We wanted to talk about this last week, but we had great conversations with Monty, and I cannot wait to be able to go to the International Horror and Sci-Fi Film Festival right here in Phoenix,
We just got
Arizona. So don't you worry,
our
we'll be there.
press badges in the email. So I'm
We'll
excited.
be there as members of the press this weekend.
Which
You'll
means-
see all of us there this weekend. So come and find us. We'll buy you a drink. Maybe not because we're poor. So buy
Tony,
us
stop
a
talking.
drink.
Tony, stop talking so we don't get in trouble.
You can buy us a
There
drink.
you go.
Yeah.
He's gonna start offering. He's like, come stay at our
He's
houses.
like, we are poor, can't afford our bills, but we'll buy you guys a drink.
And if you get too drunk, you can stay at Tony's house.
Sure.
I'll give you a ride home.
Very far away. I might as well drive you home because it's probably closer than my house. Please go to patreon.com or become a sponsor of the show. And then we will buy you drinks.
Go to Scaredycast.com. Patreon.com/Scaredycast.
Is that Mike Tyson?
It's Mike Tyson.
Wow.
I can
Why
fight a
is Mike
gorilla.
Tyson on the brain right now for you?
Well, you see, we just finished Monday morning, and our Monday morning had nothing to do with Mike Tyson whatsoever, but we practically made it all about Mike Tyson. So it was very funny. So
Mike Tyson Mondays.
Go listen
Mike
to
Tyson
Monday
Mondays.
morning on our.
Who's
Yeah.
this creep?
All right. So, can you guys imagine?
Yes.
First of all, imagine getting hit by like a light rail or a train.
Wow.
Mike Tyson's punch.
Or Mike Tyson's punch.
Same thing.
You're going to
thing.
feel Kelsey Dickerson's punch if you guys talk about Mike Tyson one more goddamn time.
Yo, K-Dick, she's going to punch me in the face. I'm going to call you that. That would be your celebrity.
I couldn't even imagine getting hit by a bus.
Train,
Or
automobile, anything. Okay.
That'd be painful, probably.
So, not only do you get run over, but one of your legs gets severed.
okay.
Oh, okay. So it went over. He didn't just get like hit and bounce off. he
Yeah,
got rolled
I think maybe
over.
like
Yeah.
something like maybe fell. I don't know. I don't know the exact details about the person that got hit, but what I do know is that a leg got severed,
Oh.
and then someone decided, "Ooh, that leg looks yummy,"
Ow.
and is walking around with this leg, and then videotaped eating it. Eating this man's leg that got severed from being hit by a train. Walking around. So this happened in California. Rosendo Tellez was recently arrested for allegedly, even though you see it in the video, he's like literally holding it, eating a severed leg that he took from a pedestrian who was struck by a train. What do you get charged with for that? Like cannibalism?
I don't know.
Gross misconduct.
Like, what is that?
Theft?
Something of
You
like
stole a
mutilation of a body, or like, what is that like when they do that with like people that like do stuff? But this guy wasn't dead.
But
Imagine being like, well, maybe my leg can get saved. Even though
Yeah.
probably not if it gets
Like,
hit by a train,
my
because it's kind of like
leg.
dingly. It's kind of like dingly.
Well, is the guy dead that got hit by the train, or did he just lose a leg in the train collision?
I don't know much about the actual. It doesn't say much about the actual person that got hit. It
Yeah,
just
the
says
focus was on the man eating a leg, probably. Like,
I'm just trying to think. I'm trying to picture this exactly how it goes down.
all right, you're there, you're playing like
You hear the
chicken with the
coming.
train,
Oh shit! Oh shit!
and then you go to dodge, but you lose. You're like, ah.
And this guy
Or
just
you're
goes
doing the splits, maybe.
Yeah, you're like, ah, my
on
leg.
the train tracks. Yeah, maybe he got like his boot caught on his spur because he's a cowboy. He's a caballero.
okay, yeah,
so he
and,
got his spur stuck, and he's like, "Oh, tarnation! I got my
Tarnation.
spur stuck." And then he's doing the splits,
And then someone's eating his
and then
leg.
it just goes, and then all of a sudden the guy just goes, "Dibs, mine," and then just runs and like yoink,
You're like, hey, can you hand me my leg?
Like, did this man come up within seconds? Was it minutes? Where was
These are all great questions.
paramedics? Was there anybody to help him, or did some guy just walk up, pick it up, throw it over his shoulder, and just walk off with it?
Like, if you're a bystander,
Yeah,
I'm sorry, but I'm not getting in the way. I'm not like stopping a guy that is taking a random other person's leg. Like, I'm not stepping in.
Where did this happen at?
It happened in Wasco, California. And then I did find, so apparently he was arrested, and then his charges is a misdemeanor of removing body parts from an area that is not a cemetery.
Oh, okay.
And apparently, and then there's some reports saying that he wasn't eating it, he was just licking it and sniffing it.
That's even worse.
I feel like that is worse.
You stole someone's severed limb. There has to be something besides a misdemeanor for moving a body. Like, come on. You literally stole this man's severed leg. Was he dead?
Oh, and you know what? Yeah. Okay, now I'm finding too, like that the man who was struck by the train sadly died. Which, I mean, makes sense. It makes sense.
You know what?
Eat his whole body.
If I die,
So now all of a sudden it's okay to eat him? What the
I will
fuck?
say if I die and you want to eat me, go right ahead.
It's going to be a level on Patreon.
Yeah.
Eat Tony's
One of our
body.
tiers of subscriptions.
Yeah.
How
Each
much
for
is
each
it
of our bodies
before, when
to-
we die, you get to eat some of us?
You got to be a patron for 6 months.
Wait, at $500.
Okay. Yeah.
You have to be
And
$500
then
for
locked
6
in
months?
for another 6 years.
So what is that, three grand?
I don't know.
So
Did you ever read the story about the guy who, like, he had his foot amputated and he was able to keep it and he brought it home and cooked it and, like, brought his friends over? Like, he didn't trick them. It was, like,
They
planned
knew.
out. Yeah, they knew. Like, he was like,
You guys want to eat human?
yeah, this is, like,
Not
our
just any
chance
human
to
meat,
try.
my foot.
Eat
what-
my foot?
Yeah.
Okay, I feel like the foot is like one of the worst parts of a body that you could eat too.
How do you cook? Imagine just seeing that in your bowl. You're just like, this is
You like
human.
fry the toes, like
I'm
chitlins?
I'm about to eat like chitlins.
Like remove the.
Remember in Hannibal, whenever he's eating Ray Liotta's brain and he's
He
like,
feeds it
Ray
to him.
Liotta's
He's
still
like, ooh,
alive.
that smells good. That is one of the most fucked up scenes in a movie. Like, just think about like being.
Did you ever watch the TV show?
No, but it looks really good.
The TV show, there's even like crazier
Crazier
shit.
stuff?
Yeah, there's like, I don't remember if it's like supposed to be a takeoff of that same scene from that movie.
Okay.
But I'm trying to remember exactly. But
Like, where's it supposed to be set? Like between movies or?
I don't remember.
Okay. Or like a whole
I
different.
think it's like a whole different telling
Okay,
of it.
like
It's like a
timeline.
reboot kind of thing. But he basically has like this guy super drugged up in a chair. And he like says, "Eat your face," and he like just cuts like a piece of his face off and starts eating it. This is on like normal TV too. It's crazy.
No,
He just
way.
slices it, his own face.
Yeah, he just like cuts a
Okay.
piece of his face off and starts eating it on TV.
What drug can make you do that?
I don't know, but the show is amazing.
It doesn't look really good. Who plays?
Mads Mikkelsen plays
Yeah,
Hannibal, and
who
he's
is like the perfect
my God.
casting?
Dude,
He's incredible.
he's the best. He's such a good creep.
Yeah.
I just don't. There's no part of me that's even curious
Like
about
remotely
what
interested.
a human. And also too, there's all these studies that say like eating humans, like humans eating humans, is so bad for you. There's these chemicals in there that like really fuck you
There's
up.
like that. They just like that movie came out on Netflix a couple months ago about the soccer team that crashed and they like
Oh,
Had to eat each
Yeah,
other.
to eat each
like
other.
Yellow Jackets.
kind of but like it was like in the 90s there was the movie Alive, and that was like the same story. It was a true story though.
Yeah,
And,
they had to
like,
eat each other.
Dude, I remember when that movie came out in the 90s. It was like that and like Interview the Vampire and like because when movies would come out that had shit in it and people would freak out and like they were passed out in the theater and
People are throwing
going crazy.
up and
Now
shit.
it's like, all right, so I watch this. So
The last time I heard that was Terrifier 2. People were passing out and
Yeah.
throwing up in the theater and leaving because it was too much.
you know,
I just. If like blood and stuff makes you that queasy or like that crazy, like why are you
there?
going into a public space and paying $20 to go watch this thing to make you
watch
pass
it.
out?
Exactly.
I don't know. Like I don't.
Like,
Nothing
I
is
don't-
like watching something has never made me like physically sick, except maybe like a real. Like if I know it's real, like a
Yeah.
movie. Like okay, like I know it's fake.
did you watch Terrifier 2?
No.
You should watch
Do you think
Terrifier.
if I saw
No,
it, I'd be
yeah,
saying something different?
I think
I
if you
feel
wa- I
like
think
you
if you-
look away. You probably wouldn't get like sick,
yeah,
but
but
you'd be
like,
like, oh my God,
probably like,
ew.
ugh.
Oh no. Like you definitely
But
would.
there's-
You'd tap out, I think.
There's a difference between like, okay, I know it's a movie, I know whatever, and like, yeah, okay, still you're like in it and whatever, you're like, oh, disgusting, you're like, oh, that's crazy. But there's a difference between like I cannot watch. You know how like now on like X and all this shit, like they play crazy.
Are you talking
shit
about
on
like
there.
cartel shit?
People like
getting
dying, and like or like an animal's like someone cutting off a fucking dog's leg. I'm like, I can't watch that shit. That will fuck me up.
I go on all those chakra sites.
Real.
I've seen everything.
It's awful.
Nothing. The only thing that I've ever noped out of was animal stuff. I can't do it.
Yeah, but even like animal sex, you guys are talking about tortoise shit, and I was like, that'll make
happened in
me
real
throw
life.
up.
Just because I went to the zoo and there's some tortoises
I
having
know.
sex.
You would
like,
throw
what?
up.
You
I
would
was
throw up
just
at
sitting
the
there
turtles for
watching
having
Animal
sex.
sex? Ugh.
They're going,
No, I swear.
The tiny squeak of their shells rubbing together.
That's gonna make me,
Brian, you have a cryptid story?
Dude, I got lots of cryptid stories,
Can you
but I
just-
don't want to talk about them yet.
Not just one?
You don't want to talk about them yet.
Just
I
give us
can.
like one.
I mean, I do have a couple encounters, but I have like 3 movies I have to talk about.
All right, let's get to the movies.
Okay.
All right. You want me to do my quick one real quick?
Yeah.
I watched a movie called Spookies on Shudder.
Spookies.
And, well, it's just about this group of people, and they're looking for a place to party, apparently, and they happen across a mansion that has a creepy old dude in the basement that wants to bring his dead wife back to life, but he needs to sacrifice these people that have come there to party.
I mean, it sounds pretty cool.
But he needs these people, but like they just randomly show up, you know? It's just a bunch of random shit happening in this movie, basically.
It's not good.
It's not good.
Spookies.
I mean, like if you got like maybe super high, you probably have a good time watching it.
Is this modern or?
No, it was in the 80s. It's one of those movies. I watched it because it was one of those movies I always saw at my parents' video store. And I was always like, what is that? Like it had like the VHS cover that like just got
Has
your
all the
attention.
monsters on it and stuff.
Yeah. There's this character and his name is Duke. And he's like the bad boy kind of dude.
Like Duke Nukem.
And at the beginning of the movie when they're driving, it's obvious they're like on somebody's street and I don't know where it was, but there's a tree in the road and they have to stop. And he gets out of the car and he's like, this goddamn tree, like kicks the tree. But the tree's literally like this. Like
Like they could run over it?
He could easily just move it himself.
it.
But he's like, get out of the car and help me with this tree. Like, it's like, dude, you could just drag this out of the way by yourself, Duke. He's wearing like a leather shirt. It's not a jacket, it's a shirt.
A leather shirt?
It's a leather shirt that has like a big zipper going down this way. I don't know, dude.
I hate this.
It is the
Already,
80s.
just I'm uncomfortable.
They get into a basement. There's no explanation for what's happening in this movie, really. Other than like there's this lady who gets turned into a monster and she has a Ouija board and it looks like she's maybe causing all this, but there's just monsters popping up everywhere.
Are they
Different
cool
types.
monsters?
Well, there's some monsters in the basement. It's a dirt basement that come out of the ground and they start farting.
Okay. Yep, this is definitely not a Kelsey movie.
They just start farting.
That's what their like scary
They're
thing
just
is. They fart.
dirt monsters, apparently.
Do they fart dirt?
No, it's just fart
It's just
noises.
noises.
It's just noises.
They're just dirt monsters.
Is that how they kill you? Like with the fart?
No,
like
they
the
just
smell?
kind of strangle you and stuff.
Were they scary?
No, they kept farting. So you're more like, what? You're sitting here like, am I hearing farting noises?
How are you farting? You're a dirt.
Because it's not a comedy.
Are you
And
sure?
It's not like there's no like, like they're not making the motions of a fart. So you're
Just like these mystery farts.
yeah, you're trying to figure out like, is this a farting noise I'm hearing, or is like,
You're like, is this someone in my house or is
And
this in the
yeah,
movie?
you're like
the room's just
then you're like,
haunted.
are they just making a noise that sounds like farting? But no, if you go on IMDb and look at the trivia, it's fart noises.
They just
They just decided to put fart noises in the movie.
how many would you say happen in
There's
this
like
movie?
4 or 5 monsters that are farting in this movie.
Oh, and they're all farting all the time?
Yeah, they're just as they move like as they're like attacking these people in this basement.
I at least have to see this scene.
Bro, there's a
This is so
scene
funny.
where like a door is locked. It has like a padlock on it. And Duke picks up a chair and just smashes the door with a chair. Have you ever seen somebody try to break down a door with just a normal like
wooden
furniture?
chair?
Yeah.
wouldn't you? No.
Doesn't really work.
No, it doesn't
And then
work.
there's another
Kick
scene.
it. Charge it with your shoulder, something. Oh wait, it has a padlock on it.
There's a bunch of couples in this movie, and then there's one guy who's like the goofball. He has a puppet, and he's like feeding it chips. Oh, I don't know, dude.
No
but
one walks
there's,
around with a puppet. Just it doesn't happen.
when you're introduced to these couples, there's one, and you're like, why is that girl with her dad? And it's like, oh no, they're a couple too. He's just like 30 years older than this lady.
When was this made? You said 80s?
This was made in like 86.
God.
Yeah. It's not great.
I wonder if it's like there was some sound thing that was happening, and then they like post-production like put in these, they're like, well, what can we cover all these sounds with? We already shot. Like, and then it's like, we'll just put in fart noises.
On IMDb, in the trivia, it was basically like, I guess it was maybe the director or the producer of the movie was just like a nightmare to work for. They just absolutely hated him because apparently he went back with like a different director and cast and crew and like made a whole other movie, but then they kind of like put them together maybe.
I don't know.
So
mad.
That never worked.
If you like did all the work for a movie and then the director's like, we got someone else to redo it. Like, dude, fuck you.
And like the old man like finally brings his bride back to life, but then she's just like, why am I alive again? Like, what are you doing? It's runs away from him, and then there's just like monsters chasing her everywhere, and like there's a spider. The makeup effects are great, and the gore effects are really great. There's like a spider monster in it and stuff. Yeah. But
see, part of me wants to watch it.
Does a spider monster also fart?
No, sadly no.
That's a missed opportunity.
I would say if you're into like crazy 80s horror movies, it's worth a watch.
I'm going to Google something real quick.
But if you're
I want to see one of these monsters.
If you're like newer to horror and you like you're more serious, don't watch this. Like if you're like The Conjuring, those kind of movies, don't watch this movie. But if you're like, I just want to watch some nonsense, especially the ending, it's just like nonsense. It's just things happening basically.
It's just.
There's a guy that like dives through a door off of a dresser, and like it's just crazy shit's happening in this movie all the time.
Huh.
What?
Scientists aren't quite sure about spiders yet, but they don't think that the creatures fart.
Yeah, no.
I Googled if spiders can fart.
They bark, though.
Spiders bark?
Yeah. Barking spider?
Sure, yeah.
What?
Yeah.
No.
That's why when my dad goes, he goes, oh, barking spider.
The basement monsters, there's probably barking spiders in that basement. That's what it was.
Or a little mouse on a motorcycle.
Anyways, Spookies on Shudder.
What would you rate it?
Not good.
Last night I was not in the mood for this type of movie. So I'm just gonna miss
How many farty dirt monsters out of 5?
1.
Oh. It's not even like a good part. It's like a
stinker.
If I was like, here's the thing. Last night I was number 1, very tired.
Yeah.
Number 2, I watched it to kill time.
So he was cranky and bored.
So I was like, I was basically just trying to find something short and quick to watch. Yeah. So I was not in the mood. But if I was like fully awake, in the mood for some wacky shit, and got a little woo, I would have loved this movie.
If you and me sat and had a couple keefs and watched this movie,
oh my God,
we would have laughed till we cried.
Here's the best explanation I'll put. Spookies is a movie I would put on the list to send for us to do a screening of to host.
Because it's bad good.
Because it's that kind of movie, yeah.
Okay.
Just because I
want
to...
But only one?
You know what? I'll give it...
Give me 2.
I'll give you a 5.
You didn't hate... Wait, what?
You went from a 1 to a 5 out of 5. Shut the fuck up.
Serious Tony, who's not in the mood for this shit, gives it a 1. Wacky Tony, who's ready for some bullshit, gives it a 5.
What the hell?
Tony talks about like going on a little like...
Depends on your mood, all right?
So I feel like then you have to put it a 3 out of 5.
I'll give it a 3.
It's an average movie.
There you go. Right there.
Something to watch.
I just don't understand. Like, I feel like if I watch a movie and it's bad, there's like no part of me that is like, I think I'm ever going to think this is good.
Well, this is like, no, because this is that type of bad where it's like you want to see what the hell's going to go on next because of how insane shit is in this movie.
Okay. You're just like, I just need to finish this.
Yeah. You're like, what is even going to happen next at this point?
Okay.
So you just keep on going.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I've been trying to talk about this series for a long time.
Okay.
And then we have been running out of time and all this stuff, which we still might. But I want to talk about really quick. Do you guys watch True Detective?
I watched the first season.
Which is such a great season.
Yeah.
2 and 3, absolute trash. 3 is better than 2, but 2 is bad.
Is it just another crime drama? Or is it real?
It's fake. Like, so it's...
I thought it was called True Detective.
Oh, okay.
It's got Matthew McConaughey.
Wait, is this a movie?
The first series does.
Matthew McConaughey was in the TV.
But it's got like Matthew McConaughey and Woody Harrelson at like
incredible.
their most McConaughey and Woody Harrelson.
It's like so unhinged. It's very unhinged. It's
cool.
crazy. So a new season just came out. It's called Night Country, and this season has Jodie Foster along with Kelly Reese, who are detectives in there, and it's based in a fictional town called Ennis, Alaska, and it's the night that it goes into like 40 days of night. Or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So it's like one of those situations. They're like in buttfuck Alaska, like super far, and it's just going to be night. The opening scene is this indigenous hunter that is looking at all these reindeer or caribou, and he's about to like shoot one to be able to provide for their family. And all of a sudden, like they just look up, and this whole like hundreds of these reindeer just jump off of a cliff. They just at full speed, just
like the wildebeest in Lion King, but off a cliff.
No, but like not running down it. Like they just jump off of it. So this is how this opens up, and I was like, oh, what's going on? So basically what happens is there's these detectives and these researchers disappear from this from this scientific station that's up there. No one really knows anything about what's going on. The town is told something. It's also a mining town. So there's just like a lot of speculation about stuff. They're supposedly supposed to keep the mines like in check to make sure that everything is like, good for the environment and stuff like that. But they just disappear. Look, without a trace. They find their frozen bodies naked, like all in like this pile in the ice. And then it kind of all goes from there. And so it's a lot of unraveling. It's a lot of revelation about the characters. It's a little like, it's not like fully like sci-fi, but it has like a little bit of like mythology and like spirituality to it too, because it also has a lot of like indigenous like lines and like what they believe in that area. Mm-hmm. It is so good.
Interesting.
Yes.
And isn't like each season its own individual thing?
Yeah.
But
kind of like American Horror Story.
Yeah, but this one does tie back to the first season in some way. Like, isn't there, like, I don't watch it, but like, isn't like I think one of the characters is supposed to be related to like Matthew McConaughey's character. And like,
I'm not sure about that.
There's like a symbol that's shown that's in both seasons.
Oh, there is a symbol that's shown, but I don't remember it from the first season. I mean, I would have to go back and rewatch because it's been a while since I've seen the first one. But it is very reminiscent of the first season because the first season also kind of had some of those like weird, like, spiritual or like almost like
the
otherworldly.
first season's really good.
Very good. And I really like this one too.
It's like 7-ish.
What does that mean?
Like the
For like a series?
tone and everything of the movie 7. It's like that's what the first season True Detective was kind of like if you think about it,
Yeah.
Oh.
Just the tone, not like the story or anything.
Yeah, but very
like
serious, dark, twisted.
Yeah, like gritty. Yeah.
Gritty, yeah.
I would say it's like, it's kind of like this season as well.
The Cell was like that too. It was like really dark and like even though it was like a cop thing, finding a serial killer, it was like really like oof. You're just kind of like, this is extra. This ain't just a cop show. This is like definitely something else.
Yeah, so I would say that, and it has a 92% on Rotten Tomato right now. It's on HBO. I highly recommend watching it. I'm not a huge Jodie Foster fan, so let me just say that. But I really liked her in this.
A lot of people, I think Matthew McConaughey is one of those two. People love him or hate him.
It depends on what role for me with him, but I like him. But yeah, so definitely go watch it. It's True Detective, Night Country on HBO. I highly recommend it, especially because I powered through seasons 2 and 3 of True Detective because I was like, the first season was so good, but this like redeems it.
Oh, snap. So. Okay. Well, we got about 10 minutes before we have to head off to the theater. We're okay?
Yeah, we're all right.
So if we have other articles we can talk about or any other stories we want to bring or whatever, we can do that. But I have 3 movies.
Go.
Let's rattle them off. Here we go. Number 1, Coraline.
Okay.
I've never sat and watched Coraline all the way through.
I haven't either.
I've seen most of it. And I saw the important parts with like the mom and the monster she is and stuff like that. But
this is an animated film, right?
It is. I can't tell if it's like claymation or stop motion or if it was animated to look that way. But it looks like Nightmare Before Christmas, but just like with extra FPS, if that makes sense. It's like smoother.
It's FPS.
Frames per second.
Oh, got it.
It's like it's almost like. It's a smoother, more fluid, but it's very much in the same lieu of. And I mean, I can't believe it's not a Tim Burton movie. It's so that. That's why you see them all together. Because Coraline and like Nightmare Before Christmas, all that stuff. It's like all kind of the same, very dark, sort of a kiddish thing, but there's a very like, ooh, kind of creepy overtone over the whole thing. I loved it. I thought it was great. I thought it was cute. I thought it was sweet. Keith David plays this cool black cat. That's like the Cheshire cat
really?
in the whole movie.
Oh my
and
God.
I was like, well, 10 out of 10. So I loved it. I thought it was awesome.
It's
it was
creepy?
Really, yeah.
Coraline's directed by the same person who directed Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh, but not.
Stylistic.
So it's not by Tim Burton, but sort of kind of.
Tim Burton didn't direct Nightmare Before Christmas. He just
was
came
just
up with the story and produced it. Yeah,
Produced. Okay.
Henry Selick is the guy that directed it.
Well, either way,
to Tom Selleck?
another. Ooh.
Oh no,
You don't know that.
yeah, dude, because his name's spelled differently.
So
But yeah,
Selleck's so
I
cool,
loved
though.
Coraline. I thought it was awesome. I thought it was like same, like I said, Nightmare Before Christmas. Like it's just very like cute, fun, creepy, weird, but like it's nice, and it very much reminds me of like Corpse Bride and all that stuff. It was good. I really liked it. I would say 8 out of 10.
what did you say you watched it on?
Oh shoot, I didn't. I don't think. I want to say Prime,
Okay.
but that may. I don't remember if it's rent or buy or if it's stream, but I think it was on Prime.
I was always confused because whenever people talk about Coraline, I can't tell if it's like an actual like horror movie, like even though it's like thing, it's not
just
like
dark.
that.
It's like Frankenweenie. It's
Okay,
like
so it's
Corpse
just
Bride.
okay.
It's dark.
I didn't know if it was like actually
So-
supposed to be scary.
I'm sure pretty much everybody's seen it, but there's the scary part is the fact that like the other world that she goes to, she has something called Other Mother and Other Father, and the only difference is they have black buttons for eyes, and she wants to sew Coraline her like eyes and basically like live in that world.
Ew.
And so that's like the creepy part of it, and she becomes like a big spider creature thing. It's not like horrifying, but it's definitely like unsettling.
I'll check it out. It like
It's a good kids like it's a good movie.
sometimes you gotta trust the kids.
Dude, plus, like I said, Keith David as a Cheshire cat style-esque black cat. Dude, amazing. Loved it. Loved it. So anyways, I watched Coraline, really good. Next one I watched was Megalomaniac or Megalomania. No, Megalomaniac on Shudder. This is a French fucked up movie. It's like this dad is a serial killer and the kids, once the dad passes away, kind of like passes the mantle on like, hey, you need to keep killing.
Yeah.
You need to keep the serial killing going.
Yeah.
Well, there's this like much in the way we were talking about like Mads Mikkelsen or the guy, I never remember his name, but the guy that plays the brother in Robin Hood with Kevin Costner, the guy that the creepy guy that always has the perfect voice.
What? Why can't I think of his name right now? I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, he's such a good, scary,
We did like a whole
bad-
goddamn segment about how much we worship him, and I can't think of his name right now.
the guy with the
know.
long
Because
hair.
my brain
Yes,
is broken.
that has like that very like nasty looking face.
Yeah.
And he's like Alan Rickman's brother or whatever. Anyways, cousin. I think it was cousin. Okay. Irregardless,
You're talking about Michael Wincott.
there he is, dude. He's so good. He's so good.
good.
So much in the same way of that, the guy that plays the son is just like one of those like, oh, you just look like a creep. Like you're so perfect for this part. And he's sadistic and messed up. And I think it's like his sister is this girl who's kind of reluctant and kind of crazy movie. By the end of it, the story wasn't what kind of kept me watching. It was more to see like the crazy kills because it does have some pretty gory, messed up stuff, and it's French, so they don't hold back. Much in the same way Spain doesn't. France and Spain make some really messed up horror movies. Anyways, it was weird. It was kind of gross. I would say 6 out of 10. It's worth watching just for like the whoa, because you definitely see if you don't like gore
Is
though.
it
Don't watch
dubbed or
it.
subtitles?
I watched it subtitles.
Okay.
Because I don't care about reading. I think you get the main like the original feeling and the emotion in the true, whatever.
Okay.
So anyways, that was a crazy movie. I would say 6 out of 10. So like it's worth a watch, but I wouldn't watch it again.
All right.
It's pretty gross. And then the last one I watched last night was called Vibes.
Vibes.
Do you know about this movie? You have to.
I've never seen it, but I know
Oh
it.
my God.
Because, like, again, it's like I would always see at my parents' video store, and it
What?
has Jeff Goldblum and Cyndi Lauper on the cover. And
Jeff Goldblum, 1988 Jeff Goldblum. So he's super skinny, super tall, ridiculous sized suit.
yeah,
And like his curly hair, he plays an ultra dork. And then you have Cyndi Lauper, who's like this New York crazy girl. And she
Yeah.
has like a super over the top accent and everything. And they're both psychics. They have psychic abilities, and they basically get like forced to help these criminals find this like ancient Incan Empire treasure thing, and because they can like tap into the psychic world, Jeff Goldblum has to touch objects and then he can see where they've been and like who's touched them. So, for example, and it's a comedy too. So there's some, oh my God, it's so bad. It's so cheesy. It's 1988 humor.
It seems like the 1980s comedies were nothing but like normal people getting mixed up with like the mob and mafia or criminals and like having to do something.
What a zany thing.
Yeah.
It's like some of the jokes were so bad, I just like face palmed. Like, what movie was that where it's like everybody goes like, and then it shows the scene of the whole crowd. Is that like Austin Powers or something?
I think that's like a Naked Gun or something.
Yeah,
like.
where everybody just like, it's like one of those. Where you're just like, oh my God, this is so bad. But there was some really funny parts. And overall, it was a pretty cute movie. But yeah, it's called Vibes.
What'd you watch it on?
I watched that one. I think that was on Shudder. Shudder.
No, I was on a
Prime?
Probably Prime.
Probably Prime.
I just went out because I want to watch it.
It's so goofy, but it's very, Cyndi Lauper's hot, dude. I have a crush on Cyndi Lauper. I didn't know that. But now I do.
So you're vibing with Cyndi Lauper?
I was vibing for sure. It's a very silly, goofy
Speaking
movie.
of Cyndi Lauper, she's at WrestleMania.
Damn.
She's part of the rock and wrestling movement.
She's cool
She's
as hell.
kind of part of why wrestling is what it is today.
Get out.
Swear to God.
She's like a hero.
Because girls just want to have fun.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It was a really funny, ridiculous movie. It's from the 80s. It's kooky and it's fun. I would say for that one, I'll give it a good 7 out of 10.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
I did not think I was going to go there.
I'm going to watch it.
It's fun.
I'll one of those. I'm always like coming across movies now where it's like, I used to see that on my parents' video store. I'm going to watch it right now. And then sometimes it's like, oh man, wish I watched it back then.
I redact.
Like if I watched Spookies on Shudder
6.
back when I was a kid,
6 out of 10.
Oh my God, probably would have blown my mind.
6 out of 10.
But
I
yeah,
won't
like
watch it again.
Coraline though too. Like I'll watch that.
Coraline, you need to.
know
It's
it's
just
a
one of
kids'
those.
movie?
You just have to. Like, come on, man. Like, it's good.
There's like my kid would always try to get me to watch stuff with him, and I'll watch it, and most of the time it's just some YouTube thing, and I'm like, ugh.
And it's like kid stuff, so you don't get it.
You're like whatever. And
yeah,
then,
like Skibbity Toilet. You're like, this does nothing for me.
Exactly.
Child, what is this?
And then so he was always trying to get me to watch a show with him. And one night I finally like sat down and watched it with him, and it was called The Owl House.
Oh, you've told us about
And
that
like,
house, yeah.
I watched the first
loved it.
episode, and I'm like, yo, this is a good show.
Right.
Not only is my child invested, but this is pretty great. I'm going to watch this now.
Yeah.
And we watched like the whole series.
That and JoJo.
Yeah.
Because JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is top
Oh my
tier.
God, dude.
So fun.
Both my kids, like, I'm like, yeah, fine, I'll watch this JoJo with you. And then like the first episode, I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Dude, you got a guy named Mario Speedwagon. You got
they're all named after like
rock
bands.
stars.
There's like Foo Fighters and stuff. It's
Dude,
like, what?
It's unhinged. It's
Like
wonderful.
the fact that his name was literally REO Speedwagon. It
Yeah.
was
And then he calls them, it's always like, Speedwagon. It's like all Japanese. And then it's so zany. And the pug, we talk about the dog.
He's my favorite character.
Everybody loves him.
He'd like jump on your head and fart. And you'd be like, oh my God.
Dude, that episode with the ship
That's
and
real
then
life.
the orangutan was the stand user.
Mm-hmm.
That one, the haunted boat. That episode tripped me out, dude. That was crazy.
It's such a great show.
So good. Anyways, on that note, do we have anything else? It was a little bit of a shorter episode today, but I think we did really good for what time we had.
Yeah, it's a quickie because we got things to do, but we'll be back next week with more as always.
Speaking of things to do in June.
In June, we got a lot of things to do. Like, you better get your butts to Sun City. I know it's far, but trust me, it's going to be worth it. We're going to have Nathan Basil with us. We're doing a live show. We're going to be up on a stage acting like weirdos.
And it's going to be different from the other ones. The other two shows that, like our first two,
Yeah.
it's going to be totally different than that.
Totally
So
different.
this is a completely new show.
It's not even going to be, it's going to be like the podcast. Like, you'll be able to listen to it, but like, you're going to want to be there because, yeah,
This is one of a kind.
it's one of a kind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else we got going on more recent, more sooner?
Nothing. The next thing after tonight is, tonight's the screening, but next thing is,
Well, we have filming to do because we
do. We're going to be filming a new Scaredycast on April 19th.
There you go. That's what I wanted to hear.
That's what you wanted to hear. The new, that'll come out probably in May.
And once again, this is going to be
This is
a
totally new.
brand new.
This
we
is a
busy.
ghost hunting show. Listen, there's a lot of ghost hunting shows out there. There's a lot of ghost hunting YouTubes out there.
At least 10.
This is going to be like something you've never seen. Yeah.
I love this. I
Yeah,
love
man,
this.
it's
I'm so excited. Okay. All right. Love y'all guys. We'll see you next week. Thanks for being awesome. Check out our Patreon. Check out pretty much everything. Scaredycast.com. You can find us on everywhere and all the things. Buy all our merch. Buy all of our tickets to all of our shows. And support us on everything because you love us. Bye.